Micah, welcome to Calgary. How are things going? How are you settling in here from Montreal?
Oh, it's great. It was a little smoky the other day, but don't worry, I'm used to it because Lubbock, Texas, where I played college football at, had these things called haboobs, pretty sure, but haboobs.
Okay.
So now haboobs, what they are, and it was crazy. The first time I saw what it was I had my first orientation at Texas Tech. So I got offered, I went to orientation, and then on the way back home, the skies turned red, just like it was like yesterday.
Right.
And like 2 or 10 minutes later, it was like a Pokemon like sandstorm. It's a sandstorm. A haboob is a sandstorm.
I've never heard that word in my life.
It's just like fog where you can't see 10 yards in front.
Yeah.
But instead of fog, it's sand. And I remember putting my blinkers on and just like driving on the side little rails for like an hour because there's a sandstorm.
Right.
And then there's one little twist that happens because it happened like 3 more times during my college career. And the second 2 times, it was not just a sandstorm, but it also rained. So therefore you get a mudstorm.
Okay.
Lubbock, Texas.
Well,
Guns up.
Alberta has its share of wacky weather too,
Yes,
so that's
yes.
good that you're prepared for all things when it comes to weather. Okay. The CFL is a pretty small community. Did you know any guys on the team before you came out here? Who reached out to you?
The main guy I knew is actually another Texas Tech connection, Jamar Wall. He played here for years, and when I was training for Pro Day and all that, that's when I met him in Lubbock. And he played for Calgary, and he taught me like all the techniques of like CFL football because I was, I think, just signing with the BC Lions, and he's living like a big brother to me.
What do you think about the organization?
Oh, great organization. I mean, it's an organization. They do things right, and you wonder why, it's 17 straight winning seasons. It's not like by luck, and it's like comes down for everything from, all the way from the president Huff to like y'all being the great media staff. So.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Let's talk about football and what's going on the field. You have a few days of training camp under your belt. The competition for linebackers is pretty heated. How's it been going?
Yeah, it was heated. I mean, that was the first thing I'm told was there's going to be a competition, and normally like guys maybe coming into their 6th year, don't like that because I don't like competition. But like growing up in Texas high school football, I was talking with Titus because he's from Texas too, and Bagleton too. And there's the thing that got us to get to where we are and be like such great players is competition. There's several guys who I play high school football who could have been in the same exact shoes as me, and I don't take that for granted. And it really was just based on competition. Never forget, there was one high school game at senior year. Even though I got MVP of the district, but there was like a 3rd game, and we were playing against Burleson, and I missed like 2 tackles, and my high school linebacker coach, Coach Sample, took me out. Like he just yanked me, and I was like, I'm a senior, like I'm going to Texas Tech, and I was just so mad, but what it did was get me focused, and I went back in there, and I never missed a tackle and ended up being the MVP, but it's like it was competition. He was able to take me out, and we still won that game. Right. So it's not like they needed me, but I needed to be on my top level. So competition is something I love.
We just saw you coaching some of the rookies out there. I mean, obviously you like to share your knowledge and feel like you kind of want to pass that experience on to other guys.
Oh yeah, I mean it's fun because I started my career on special teams. My first 9 games, I had 16 tackles, and everything that Coach Killam says, which I knew Coach Killam from 2017 when he said great game to me, and ever since then he's been saying great game because it's one thing, yes, I play for myself, but I also play to gain the respect of others. And for me, it doesn't do me any good if I have something that it's not a physical thing, it's more of a mental thing. Most of the things are mental. So for me to teach Lino, who didn't start playing football till like college or something, it's just a matter of telling him, hey, this is what I do. If you do this, you have similar attributes. You can do the same. So that's why I passed my knowledge.
Right. You were born in Nigeria. You moved to the States when you were 3.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
What's your relationship with the country? Have you been back to visit?
Oh, I have not been back. It's been weird. I mean, it's just like I was born there, and I guess the coolest but weird thing is I can understand my language, Yoruba, but I can't speak it. But it's weird. Anytime anyone in the world starts speaking it, it translates in my head, and I have no idea how that works out. But it's an awesome thing, and I haven't been back, but I'll probably go back pretty soon. It's just hard to do it in between like seasons because you don't want to go there for like 2 weeks. You probably want to go there for like a month, just because it's so far away on the other side of the world. But it's something I plan on doing.
Do you still eat the food? Do you partake in the culture?
Which part
of that stays with you?
No, of course. My mom is the best cook in the world, and am I saying that because she's my mom? Yes, probably, but it's also true. She had a unique upbringing. Like her mother died when she was 2, so my mom always had to like stay with aunties and different aunties. But like one thing that she gained out of that is that throughout her whole life she had all these different aunties, so she picked up on a whole bunch of cooking techniques. So she took something from each era of her life, and now I get a benefit from it as a son.
I'm glad you brought up your mom because I wanted to ask you about that, and your dad, because their educational backgrounds are really impressive. They both have master's degrees. What sorts of inspiration have they been for you?
I mean, it's always been like a standard. Growing up, football was, you can take football out of it. It was you're in school because to be a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer, and it is in that order, by the way. And unfortunately, I was an engineer, so I'm not the best I could have been. I only became an engineer, but I mean, I guess I made up with it with football, playing football too. But it was always a standard, and like it's. Like when I went to Tech and, I told Coach Tuberville, who's the one who recruited me at Tech, that I want to be an engineer, he was like, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, no, I do. And he saw my whole freshman year, I did well, and I had one of the highest SAT scores, which I'm not going to brag about it, but like, and I was like, no, this is standard. Like, there's no need for me to say, oh, I'm so smart. It's just like, this is standard. So I'm lucky for that because they've always made that a standard. So when I became a student athlete at Tech, it was hard, but like, it was also like just what I was meant to be. And then now, since I took that so seriously, now being a professional athlete, it's easy. Right. Like all I have to do is stay in for after work or after extra work, do some tub. I don't have homework, engineering homework to do after this. So I just spend all my extra time doing extra stuff for football because I'm getting paid for it. So it makes being a professional athlete like this is a dream, which it is. Yeah. So I'm really thankful for that.